wonder how does an airbag actually works? Well, when the computer of the car detects extreme deceleration, it starts changing an electrical energy to a thermal energy and then to a chemical energy. Because in order to inflate the bag, it is need to be fulfilled with the gas. Usually, sodium azide is used to inflate the airbags because in its solid state it is very stable, but when it is heated, it reacts instantly and make a chemical reaction and produce nitrogen gas and sodium metal. In order to the sodium azide to react, it needs to be over a temperature of 275 degrees Celsius. When the sodium azide is initiated by the electrical circuit, it is composed in sodium and nitrogen. The sodium reacts very quickly and has a high interaction when it's reacted by water. This produces sodium hydroxide, which is dangerous and extremely toxic for human interaction. This is why the airbag also contains potassium nitrate that reacts with sodium and produces potassium oxide and sodium oxide, which remain dangerous for humans. By this, there is also silicon dioxide that reacts with this potassium oxide and sodium oxide to produce harmless silicate glass.
To calculate the amount of substances required to produce the amount of gas needed in an airbag, we need to solve the components of the reaction. Then we can solve it by using the formula of the ideal gases, but instead of solving for pressure times volume, we solve for n number of moles by multiplying pressure times volume between the constant of 0.08206 times temperature, in this case 298.15 Kelvin. By substituting these numbers, we get that 1 atmosphere times 60 liters of volume between 0.02 times 298.15 get us a number of mole of 2.45.
Now we encounter the following question. How can you calculate the amount of energy absorbed or released by an airbag? Here's the solution. We need to make use of entropy, and Gibbs free energy. We need to know that the Gibbs free energy is the whole energy that can be made use in a reaction. Here that we calculated both entropy and enthalpy, we can make use of the Gibbs free energy formula, which is delta H minus temperature in kelvins times entropy divided by 1000, giving us that the energy in this reaction is minus 153.17 kilojoules, which means this is an spontaneous process.
Here are some precautions you need to take into account when manipulating with the reagents and products of the chemical reaction in an airbag. You need to be in a clean and dry place without any source of extreme heat or electricity, since this can trigger the reaction and can cause harm to you. You have to be in a dry place, as said before, because sodium is a very reactive metal that will react rapidly with water to form sodium hydroxide. As a result, it will be quite harmful if it got into your eyes, nose, or mouth. After the airbag explosion, you need to take precautions too, since there can be sodium hydroxide deposits which can irritate the skin. You need to take precautions by using gloves, glasses, and long sleeve shirts.
We know that car accidents happen really quickly. That's why the chemical reactions are done around 30 milliseconds and 4 milliseconds. It needs to be displayed and stop the movement of the body and prevent for it to have several injuries.
Now, let's talk about the environment. As we know, airbags are dangerous. The materials in the airbags are very dangerous, such as sodium azide. Sodium azide in isolation is very dangerous, and combined with water, you make yourself a very lethal weapon. according to PEGEX, the job of disassembling one airbag must only be done by a professional, a person that knows all the components of the airbag and how to disassemble. Because any mistake can make up the eruption of the hazardous materials. So the correct way to dispose is to give it to a professional so that they can dispose it the correct way. Now, how do they dispose it? According to Airbag Disposal UK, once they disassemble safely the airbag, they take it to a professional operator, the ones that put a remote bomb with a lot of gunpowder, and then they detonate it. Of course, everything is safe. They're covered by barriers and lots of safety guidances, so that this way they don't get harmed by these hazardous materials that can both harm us and the environment.
Chemistry is a powerful subject. Chemical reactions take place in plants, animals, and even us. Pretty much take place in every single aspect of life. Chemistry is important to everyday life. It provides medicine, food, and even new innovations such as the airbag that functions through a chemical reaction that happens. Now, it is important to talk about these technical topics in a way that everyone could understand them. Because if no one can understand the importance of chemistry, then it will keep being forgotten as one of the most helpful sciences there are. So, it is needed to be supported by the government, by the people, to be more developed in order to create more helpful innovations like the airbag. Just imagine the possibilities if the government continues to support this science to make even more benefits to the human race.